Did you know that North Korea made a clone console of the Nintendo Wii? And did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that we got him? Wait, what is UNOS? And why is everything in Chinese instead of Korean? Dancing with the Stars? Frozen? NBA? Actually, that last one kind of makes sense. But the rest of this is very confusing. What exactly makes this console North Korean? Are North Korean games unique, or are they just same but different? What I know is unique is this segue to our sponsor, Hetzner. Hetzner offers GDPR-compliant, high-performance cloud servers, which consist of on-demand cloud computing platforms and APIs on a metered pay-as-you-go basis. Don't miss out and use code LTT24 at the link down below to get 20 euros off. North Korea might not immediately spring to mind when you think of gaming, or even technology for that matter, but the Hermit Kingdom, surprisingly, has a fair bit of history in the space. In 2012, British travel company Choreo Tours commissioned Nosotek information technology to make a game to promote their packages of tours of the DPRK. The result was a title called Pyongyang Racer, a flash game that plays a little bit like Crazy Taxi if there were no people, no money, and barely any cars on the road. You basically collect barrels of oil and try not to crash. That's it. That's the whole game. Pyongyang Racer time, let's go! Game rules. Do not hit cars or vans. If you hit 10 vehicles, you will be stopped for bad driving. Are you kidding me? Huh. Am I supposed to be able to tell where the people that I'm supposed to pick up are? Oh, what? If you drive on the grass, you immediately die? Okay, what is this? I collected a barrel of oil? Okay, what if I hit a car? Are these other cars even moving? Are they just stationary on the road? It's like the only purpose of this game is to reinforce that you better stay in line or the experience is over. Do you pick people up? I don't even understand what's happening right now. Drive straight on. Don't stare at me, I'm on duty. Well, where is she? Am I supposed to pick her up? I can't even approach a driveway? Is that because that building is like a building people are not allowed to go to, or what? Yeah, this is enough weirdness for me, I think. I expected to play a lot more, but I think I'm done here. It's creepy. It's kind of like that footage we saw recently of North Korea. There's no traffic lights, there's no other cars on the road, you're just by yourself in a weird Stepford Wives Too Perfect city. Despite what Wikipedia might say, that is not the first and last of North Korea or even Nosotek's games. In 2007, they were contracted by Rupert Murdoch's News Corp to assist in the production of Java-based flip phone games, The Big Lebowski Bowling and Men in Black Alien Assault. They're also rumored to have worked on a Wii game of some sort shortly afterward, though we don't know for sure if it was for an actual Nintendo console or if it was more like this. First up then is bowling, which, oh, okay, it's meant to be oriented this way when you navigate the menu. There's no crowds cheering. This is not your decadent capitalist bowling. Wait, do I get to?
Yeah, it's got to go through. Everything in this has unskippable cutscenes. I can't explain why.
Got it. We only got one remote working, so unfortunately Tanner can't join me. Oh, okay, I can be either of these me's.
I love the frame rate on everything in this.
What is that, like 18 frames per second?
Oh, if you're lucky.
This really is just an outright clone of Wii Bowling, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Wow, and the physics is just as good, which is not a compliment. Oh wow, they give you a zoomed in view. You basically can't miss.
So, you know how you say you basically can't miss?
Yeah.
On this next shot, I want you to do something a little different.
Okay.
I want you to move your character all the way over to the right, and when you throw the ball, I want you to hook far to your left.
Okay. Wait, that's as far as I can go?
Yep.
Okay.
Now hook far to the left. And that's a strike every time.
Oh, I win!
This will get you right on your way to the perfect game of 270 points.
You mean 300?
Oh, 270. You do not get those extra 2 balls in the 10th frame.
Do they not have bowling in North Korea? Like they don't know how the rules work or what?
The only place that you can really find a lot of video games in North Korea is the bowling alley, ironically.
Okay. I'm actually a little surprised at how not that bad it is.
Yeah, a lot of it is...
Look at that, it had that disco bowling lighting effects and everything.
Overall, the games lack maybe a little bit of polish, but they're not what you'd consider to be complete and utter shovelware every time. They're getting close, but...
I want to try the badminton game.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, this looks like it could be fun. Oh, it's really too bad we didn't get the second controller working. Do we have a second controller, but it just...
We have a second controller. The dongle got lost in my pile of dongles at some point and I think fell off the table.
Oh, okay.
It's
all right.
really disappointing.
Okay, the presses are very much just suggestions.
Yeah.
Why am I hitting it to the back right every time? Stop! Oh my God, how about anywhere other than there, please? Oh, for the love of all that is good. There is no strategy here whatsoever as far as I can tell.
That is the case with a lot of these games. If you're dependent on the gyro, it's going to let you down.
This would be exhausting to play. Again, with a little bit more polish, this could actually be fun.
Somebody put some work into this.
Yeah.
I may or may not have used a number of work hours playing this.
It's fun!
It really is.
You tried the badminton one specifically?
Oh, yeah. This was the first game I played because it's badminton and I know what company I work for.
It's actually fun. Whoa! Okay, it has mouse pointer support in like their fake Wii.
Yeah.
That's actually not bad.
And this one doesn't require that you have an IR bar.
So because it's just purely gyro.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, that yoga game. Who is that flexible? Where are her hips? The one leg looks like it's coming out of the other leg. Oh my God.
Oh, it's really too bad we didn't get the dance mat with this.
Yeah, I would not want to play Twister with her. So the only thing we can say for sure is that we don't know for sure what games North Koreans have or haven't worked on. Sanctions against the country mean that services purchased from them are often brokered through middlemen or even entire middle companies in places like China or Hong Kong. And in some industries, these workarounds are a particularly open secret. Pyongyang's animation powerhouse SEK Studio has been around since 1957, is estimated to have 900 employees, and has worked on French animated series like The Ranch, Spain's Cursed Titanic movie, Stan Lee's Mighty Seven, and even The Simpsons movie. They're even rumored to have worked on some Disney films like The Lion King, which could explain this scene where the dust in the sky appears to spell S-E-K. Yes, I'm choosing to believe it's a K. If I'm gonna have a conspiracy theory, it's gonna be the deepest one. With all of that said, the games on this version of this console probably didn't come from North Korea. In the initial 2019 news release about the Moranbong game console, posted on this recently defunct propaganda news outlet, the logo on the front doesn't quite match up to what we got. That's in Korean, this is in Chinese. Though, if you kind of cross your eyes a little bit and try to make out what the pixels are, the Korean seems to roughly match up with the Hangul for Moranbong, while the Chinese logo here reads Xiaobaowang, better known outside of China as Subor. Oh, I know Subor. That's right, they made that Z Plus console that we reviewed back in 2019, and outside of that, they actually have a fairly storied past. They began producing Famicom clones in the early 1990s, and within a few years, they were the most popular Famiclone brand in China and the second most popular in Russia, with a contract to manufacture Russia's most popular Famicom console, the Dendy. They also had a pretty recognizable spokesman, Jackie Chan, who I will be channeling in this next segment. Wait, does it use the camera?
It does.
Why would it even need that if it's got a gyro?
Well, because it shows you on the screen and then you can be in the game.
No!
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess you don't even need this, but here you go. This is such a high quality camera.
What just happened?
I think we might have accidentally selected something.
Wait, I don't even need the controller then.
No.
Oh, okay.
You can hit them multiple times, by the way.
Oh, really? Oh, sick! You know, it works surprisingly okay-ish.
Yeah, now imagine if the camera were better on this.
Yeah, if it wasn't like 15 frames per second. That's actually kind of a cool game. It's like if the Kinect was a piece of shit.
As opposed to what?
Got him. This would actually be really fun with a competitive mode. Like, I would play this. I'd play this with my kids. Oh, that's interesting. If you look closely at the oranges, you can actually see where the model is glued together.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah! Oh, actually that one too. It looks like, I think we can see it on all of them.
So yeah, 3 sections on each one.
Okay, we lost. Coming back to Subor's role in all of this, it's not the logo on the front that makes a console, it's the software, and Subor has their hands in that as well. Have you ever used one of those consoles with the 501 game cartridges, only to discover that they're filled with weird demakes, resprites, or sequels to games that have no business existing? Well, that probably came from Subor's frequent collaborator and possible parent company, Weisheng. Since 1993, Weisheng Science and Technology Company has produced such legally dubious titles as Super Contra 7, Tunnel Warfare, and Pokemon Gold-ish. A fun fact, by the way, in 2001, they were involved in a copyright infringement lawsuit as the plaintiff, and won. Oh, China, you're so silly. Anyway, sometime in the late 2000s, they ditched the Famicom to focus primarily on making games for Subor's various Wii clones. What exactly are these Wii clones? LTD screwdriver drumroll, please! And congratulations! If you guessed old Android TV box with a camera, you win! The circuit board printing suggests it was manufactured in May of 2014. It uses a rock chip processor, 512 megs of RAM, 8 gigs of storage, and, well, it's about as simple as any old Android TV box. And, like most Android TV boxes, it runs Android, or at least sort of it does. YunOS was the original name for AliOS, Alibaba's version of Android. And as for the games, well, why don't we try comparing some Weisheng titles to the games that eventually found their way into North Korea?
This game is interesting.
Okay.
This is the correct version of table tennis that we want. This red court is seen in one of the ads that was posted to Ari Rangmiri for the North Korean Wii.
Oh.
So this is a game that would have theoretically gone to North Korea. It's a tutorial right off the bat. Everything is unskippable.
Wow. That controller is not the same as my controller.
They did have a couple, oh, whoa.
That's a Wii controller with one button.
No, that's not a Wii controller. There's still 4 buttons down the bottom.
Yeah, so it's somewhere in between, because it's got the D-pad markings on it, but it's only got a single button here.
So it could be that that is an early mock-up, or it could be one of the varieties of this that Subor released. Because they did have a number of them on the market.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm good. Get in the game.
Sorry.
It's a skill issue.
So basically all this thing has in it is just an accelerometer and like no gyro, I guess. Just, are you moving it? Great. Okay then.
Only the game. The actual device does. This is essentially an air mouse. You can take the dongle from this and plug it into a computer, and it will be detected as a standard HID device. You can immediately start using it as an air mouse. So if you wanted to use this with a Wii emulator, you absolutely could.
Oh, that's super cool. There's concrete evidence then that Weisheng made at least some of the games that were promoted in advertisements for our North Korean Wii here. Table tennis for sure is a match. The rest are not so clear. This next image appears to show some kind of running game on a mat. We're not sure which one, or if it's a real game at all. We do know Subor did sell several dance mats that pair with their Wii clones from a company called Blavor. But this looks less like a game peripheral and more like a solar panel on the floor, which kind of checks out given what Blavor is up to these days. It is possible, though, that it's real and it was just designed so simply to allow for assembly within a North Korean factory, something that Pyongyang has been doing with Android phones for over a decade. The final image from Ari Rangmiri is maybe the most ambiguous, but also the most interesting. It prominently announces educational kids games with a number of examples. And of the 20 pixels that are not obscured by the watermark, we can make out 2 big clues. The first is this raccoon dog-looking character that appears to be interacting with a piece of paper on the ground. This is likely Neoguri, the main character of Clever Raccoon Dog, one of North Korea's most popular cartoons. If this were a device solely made for children, Clever Raccoon Dog might be the extent of the local cartoon properties used, but 2 spaces over, we can see what very much looks like the lead character of the much more dark and gritty series, the Boy General. North Korea has 3 very popular cartoons in its history, and if 2 out of 3 are featured, it's a safe assumption that there were plans for a game based around the dark, gritty war drama Squirrel and Hedgehog. Top of a few murky details about a Squirrel and Hedgehog mobile game from 2018 called Brave Soldier, there have been some photos posted to the fandom wiki depicting gameplay and pitch meetings for a railgun shooter arcade game supposedly for use in the Golden Lane bowling alley attached to the Yanggakdo Hotel, the primary hotel that foreign tourists tend to get placed in. But why make a one-off arcade machine of your most popular series only to show it to foreigners who might confuse it for a Sonic the Hedgehog knockoff? Which, by the way, it isn't. In fact, Squirrel and Hedgehog predates Sonic by well over a decade, a fact that makes more sense when you have the context of North Korea's media industry. Between the late 1960s and the 1980s, Kim Jong Il's first major role in the DPRK government was creating film and television for use as propaganda. He famously kidnapped South Korean actress Choi Yoon-hee and her husband, director Shin Sang-ok, for 8 years in order to make this happen. But when he wasn't using human trafficking victims to make anti-Japanese shame pieces, he pushed for a variety of cartoons to be created, almost all of them involving talking animals, making Kim Jong-il effectively then history's most despotic furry. In the years following his death, production of these cartoons slowed significantly. Where they used to produce 1 to 2 episodes a year, Squirrel and Hedgehog hasn't seen a new episode enter production since Kim Jong-il's death, and there's been virtually no new or continued productions of SEK properties in that time. As far as we know, the only exception to this seems to have been Kim Jong-un's favorite show, The Boy General, which got a reboot in 2015, nearly 20 years after originally going off the air. The reboot lasted 50 episodes and concluded in 2019, right around the time this Wii clone was announced. See, we got there eventually. Let's try another game. All right, there were a couple other ones that caught my eye. I thought I saw a curling game.
Yep.
Let's see if there's actual differences in how hard you go, because this would be the first game that managed to do it. Like, that's not a bad little, like, village thing they made.
If this were paired with wonderful gameplay, all of this would be easily forgiven.
I noticed the word "if" there.
Every one of these games has a little caveat to it.
Okay, all right. Well, let's
Part of the journey of discovery.
All right. Okay, so I hold the D button. Sure. What just happened?
Push.
Do that.
And now it's going to go all the way down. You can actually see on the right side, that's going to tell you how far that shot is going to go. And if you wave back and forth, it'll sweep. And normally that will actually fill up a little bit more.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I haven't figured out how to get it to properly curl.
Yeah.
But I know that you can at least go over to the left and right like you would in bowling.
Okay. Well, that was a bad shot.
They're going to put it right on the button.
No. No, they're gonna completely miss, just like me. Okay, well, hey, at least we both suck.
See it filling up, push forward.
I overshot it again, didn't I? Damn it.
Hey, you're still in the area.
You can't tell from the physics at all. Like, it's not slowing down, dude. It just moves at a constant rate. Like, that looks like, I keep thinking, oh, it's almost slowed down. Oh, wow, it just lands exactly where you get it. See, I thought it'd be like Wii Golf, where it like goes to there, but then there's some fudge factor, but no, it's just press it right when the thing.
If all we've got is 4 more minutes left, why don't we get out of this game? And I believe it's darts. I want to show you.
Darts.
Unskippable cutscene.
Okay, now hold on just a gosh darn second. Oh, okay. So you just have to get it in the right spot, and then what just happened?
Well, there's gravity. So you're aiming it.
What's the point of the friggin' target then? Well, I don't know, there then. Ooh, that was actually really close.
Yeah, that was much closer than I got it yesterday.
And then, it leaves my thing in the same spot, so theoretically I could just... What was that?
Too hard?
Dude! Not cool!
It gets more frustrating though, because you're playing 500, right?
Yeah.
And even if you get the exact correct amount of points, it'll still tell you you're wrong. I could not get this game to finish.
Coming back to our wordy history lesson that I assure you does have a point, in January 2020, all the borders of North Korea closed, and in the past 4 years, no one has legally come in or out, not even Dennis Rodman. The US Treasury has begun imposing sanctions on companies found to be working with North Korea, even for animation. And at the start of 2024, Kim Jong Un began shutting down radio stations, TV broadcasts, and websites that served as a link between the DPRK and the rest of the world. He made the unprecedented statement that a unified Korea would be impossible. So whether the North Korean version of this console ever got made, or whether our title is total clickbait, may never be known. Instead, with willingness to outsource IT work to North Korea at an all-time low, it appears that whatever sector workers might have worked on this, or in the past worked on white hat IT services, have shifted to botnet creation and ransomware attacks on hospitals for Bitcoin. As for Subor, unfortunately, both they and Weisheng seem to have succumbed to the pandemic. Subor is adamant that they are not dead yet, but Weisheng's website is essentially gone, with only a file server remaining that hosts all of their software dated up until 2016, and a bunch of ROMs. If you guys enjoyed this video, why not check out the All China PC, where we briefly look at how Corsair power supplies keep ending up in North Korea.